Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm so sorry, it's been 8 months and this is a different project that we're looking at here, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit about that one. But this video is kind of a conclusion for the horror game that we were making. It's called Wake Up the House. You can go buy it on Steam. This is me. Yeah, I really apologize for not taking you through the whole process with me. I was thinking about it before, and I thought I've definitely done like making prototypes for games before I started sharing them with you, and I suppose taking it to the end and actually putting it on Steam was something I'd never done before. So now that that's done, I would like to take you all through that process with a new game. Because yeah, it's out, you can buy it, it's quite fun. It is my first game, and there is a bit of generated AI content. The generator is generated. So yeah, and also something else I'd love to share with you as well, because there's different things that you go through as you get closer to the end, and one of them is actually doing localization, doing all the translation for different things. Um, and people emailing you. So you've got curators on Steam, somebody from Twitch, and there was somebody on YouTube who made a video as well. I did comment using this account, so he probably has seen that I didn't uploaded a video in 8 months. I don't know if he checked it out, but I finally got around to it. And yeah, so the reason I went away for 8 months was basically because I was looking for a job, and then I found a job. And it was a part-time job, and they weren't really super nice to me, so I went and looked for some more work, and then I got a full-time job, and I probably started that one maybe like a month or 2 months ago. So I'm kind of getting settled into the full-time working in an office thing now, and it was just getting back into working, I think, was what kind of took it out of me, that I couldn't bring myself. But I did bring myself to keep working on the games and stuff. With the RPG, that's still going on, and there are some things I'd love to share with you on that one. But I had to get this thing done, and now it's done, so I'm very happy that I can show that one to you. Um, yeah, I was just thinking, do you want me to play it? But that's okay. I'm going to decide that I think we can just move on. You can play it if you want to, or you can watch other people playing it. It's quite funny. The guy who made the video on YouTube couldn't figure out how to get to the end, and in a way he kind of implied that it was my fault because it's bad game design. And in another way, I think, no, this is a game that's made for adults. So it's allowed to be a little bit difficult. It doesn't have to all be so straightforward and easy, because I want to, make people like explore, try and do stuff, not just have it handed to you all the time. And I don't think it's super difficult. I did kind of imply stuff, but also it's pretty weird, and yeah, you could die quite easily, so it's quite frustrating in that way. But that's what we ended up with for our ghost. Yeah. So I'm really sorry that it had to happen like this, but at least it was done, and here I am now. I've come back and I am presenting, so in a way it's all worthwhile, and I've got something quite fun to show you. So I'm going to make a whole new video. Oh, yeah, so I'll show you the trailer actually. I don't know if you'll hear the audio or not. So actually I won't show you the trailer because you can go watch it yourself, but editing the trailer together was another quite a fun thing to do, because it's like I studied film originally, so it was quite fun to yeah, get into like making a little film for my game, because the trailer is just like, yeah, it's good fun. And it does have multiple endings, even though it's kind of anyway, I don't want to give away too much. I'll just let you guys do that. But anyway, I'm rambling. I'm going round and round in circles. I was interrupted because the trailer started playing. But what I was going to say is I'm going to make a whole new video for a whole new series. We're going to start right fresh from the top. I'm going to go through everything nice and clean so that we can kind of see the whole process, try to be as transparent as possible. But I have made a start on it, and I will show you guys who watched the horror ones. You guys can watch a little bit about it. So we're calling it Ludus. Ludus is the name of the project. I don't know if we're going to keep that for the game. And it's called Arena, which is just our level. It's not a reference to the Elder Scrolls Arena, I promise. But I do love the idea of the Elder Scrolls Arena and the Not so much the actual completion of the Elder Scrolls Arena. Like, if you play the Elder Scrolls Arena, it's a great game. I really love it. It's got a lot in common with the RPG I'm trying to make, in the sense that it's a bit procedural. It's quite fun. And it kind of gets looked over, because a lot of people talk about Daggerfall, Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. It just goes up and up. But most people don't go all the way back to Arena. But if you read about the history, when they started, so Bethesda used to make sports simulator games. And Arena was almost like, let's make a sports simulator, but have it be the gladiatorial arena. You know, let's make a sports simulator where you have a party of people that are going to be in a gladiatorial arena, training up their fighting skills and fighting other combatants. And it kind of just evolved from there. Like, they ended up taking it to, you know, like, why have the arena happen in one city when we could travel to different cities, and, you know, we could go to the tavern, and maybe we could, like, you know. And so it kind of just scope creep, but in a good way, was what happened with the Elder Scrolls Arena, how it became a big epic RPG, when it was originally just trying to be like a gladiatorial combat simulator. So in that way, that's kind of why I wanted to call the level Arena, but also the meaning of the word, it is just an arena. So let's jump in now. And it looks a little weird, because we got this gentleman over here. And if I hold down shift, I'll start running, and I do have a sword in my hand, and I've got a body. So this is the thing that I'm new to, that I'm trying to learn about now, is just getting into Unreal's situation that it has with the weapons, sorry, the animations. So I'm getting all my animations from Mixamo. I'm not very good at making animations. I don't have loads of time to do lots of stuff. But like blending different animations, because we have an animation for holding the sword, and we have the animation for the idle walking, and the idle breathing, and the running. But to make it so that, you know, that holding sword thing is just affecting that bone, learning about the bones and the way that they all work. But yeah, basically, well, I say basically far too much. But yeah, so we have a hexagon, and this is going to be our Colosseum, and we're going to have some kind of a, I want to say roguelike, but maybe not rogue, because it's not completely going to be random. It's kind of just going to be like a real small RPG, but I really just want to focus on not trying to make other people happy, but just trying to like get straight to the point and make a game for adults that's fun for adults. And what I mean by that is it's going to be about using the sword to hit people and cut off their limbs and kill people. It's an awful thing, I think. It's terrible. I want to make a fun game for kids. But I'll get to that at some point in the future. Right now, I've kind of got to exercise my own kind of like emotions, feelings. And a lot of people love like Call of Duty, super big. A lot of people love murder and stuff in games. I mean, people are, violent video games are so bad. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. I think you could have non-violent games, or games that are mildly violent, like say Fortnite. Fortnite is incredibly violent because you are killing each other. So it's the same thing that I'm doing. And in a way, I think it's not okay, because it makes killing look like a really soft, fun thing to do. But I want people to feel like there is going to be screaming and fear in this kind of visceral thing, you know. Like I like violence and murder, but I don't think they're cute, soft things. And I know a lot of people love ancient Rome, and I didn't know, but there's all different types of gladiators. So I thought, yeah, quite a lot of fun, like building a character in the sense that you have the fisherman who has the trident and the net and the dagger. And this is our gladius that we've just taken up here. But yeah, let me go into a little bit. So we've just imported the mannequin from Mixamo with its skeleton. So we just download the skeleton from Mixamo without any animations. We just get that skeleton and import it, and it imports it as a skeletal mesh physics asset and skeleton, plus all of these materials. So that's all just kept in there by itself. And then when we import all of these animations, we basically go to Mixamo, choose our, I mean, I'm using the mannequin, but you don't have to. You could use any of the characters on Mixamo. You find the animation that you want to use, And then when you download it, you say download it without the skin. So we're literally just downloading the animation by itself. So if I go and try to import it, it asks me which skeleton, and obviously there's only one, the one that we imported first. So once we've imported that, we import our animations and we select them there. That's pretty straightforward. Yes, the import was cancelled. The bit where it gets tricky, like BP Player, very straightforward. Very straightforward. Like, we can kind of ignore this one for now, because that doesn't look very pretty, and I haven't finished that yet. So we'll talk about that stuff later. But like, I'm going to talk about everything in the new video. I'm going on and on. This video's going to be way too long, like they always are. But basically, when we press Shift, we're just checking to see if our speed is less than this, or our velocity, what is it? Because, yeah, if we're walking and we press Shift, we want to set our speed to be running. And if we're walking and we're running, we want to release Shift. When we release Shift and we're running at a speed that's pretty fast, or basically this here is just to check that we're not standing still. Okay, so as long as we're not standing still, when we press Shift, we're not standing still, we're going to set our running speed to running. If we are standing still and we press Shift, I just want to set our speed to walking. And if we release Shift, then we always just set our speed to walking. And then when we're using the mouse, we're controlling the pitch and the yaw. These two are pretty straightforward, and these two are pretty straightforward. So these four right here are really, really basic things that I could very easily go over in the next video, because this right here is just our first person running around thing. And this here is just using the Shift to kind of jump between the running and the walking speed. So that just controls the speed. And this is the stuff that's really new to me. This is why this game is a little bit intimidating. It's taking me a while, but it's learning about all of this. Learning about the anim graph. So we've created this thing called locomotion, and we're going through here. So this stuff was all new to me. So we have a thing in here called speed, and we have the sword pickup boolean. And the sword pickup boolean is the halfway kind of finished thing, which we can see if we go to the anim graph. Basically, is the sword picked up? Because if it is, we blend the pose, and if it's not, then we don't blend the pose, basically. And that's not, I'm not happy with this, like, because you can see, obviously, like, it kind of works okay. If you imagine the sword wasn't there, basically I downloaded the sheath sword animation, so I need to figure out a way where I press E to play the sheath animation and then return the hand to its, like, position. But like the fact that these two are blending and stuff, I'm just very happy with that. But yes, we're naked right now because we're going to be using this model, and we've kind of cut down a lot of the polygons on here. So I'll try and see if I can find that one. And I am working on a horror game as well, and that was from before. This was when we were working on the RPG. We were doing different things, trying to figure out taking pictures. See, I won't be able to find it, but basically what we're doing with this one is we're going to take the mannequin and we're going to like, there's like a modifier that you can use which just reduces the amount of faces on it so that it ends up looking quite like a PlayStation 1. So we're going to have PlayStation 1, and it's just going to be meshes, and we're going to use sprites for our particles. And so we'll have a very kind of, we know exactly the kind of look and the feel. It's going to still be quite retro, quite low poly, but it's going to be quite visceral, quite violent, quite fun and quite fast, just about the pleasure of murder. So, yeah, that's we'll stop looking at the naked man. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I want to make a game that's going to kind of shock people, but then I'm going to be like, that's because I made it for adults. I didn't make it for kids. So it's allowed to be a little bit shocking. Like, I've seen some very shocking films, and it's perfectly acceptable because we don't think that films are only something that you'd make kids watch, you know? Adults very much enjoy cinema. So I feel adults really enjoy playing video games. And so we should not be treating adults like they're little kids anymore. we're going to start giving them some really, mature adult games to play. So yeah, we're going to do a murdery, violent, gladiatorial arena, but also we're going to kind of, think about history, because I like olives, olive oil, all that is really wonderful. But yeah, again, super sorry about how it panned out, but hey, at least we're back and it's all going to work out. And again, I'm so sorry. I ramble and I ramble and I ramble. I don't make any script. I just start recording and I start showing you and talking about it. I don't think about it beforehand, so I try to just get everything out. So I think the next video will be better, because as long as I keep making them, I should get better and better at it and just try to be more consistent. Like, the reason I keep saying I'm so sorry is because in the other videos I really talked about it. I talked a lot about the ability to kind of make lots of videos every day and not think too hard about it being so difficult. And I still feel that way. Like, I was making games the whole time and I never really felt really sad or complaining about it. But that's also why I didn't make any videos, because I didn't want to make videos talking about how hard it is or complaining about it, because I think it's my dream. So why would what's it? If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So that's where I've been for the past 8 months, was trying to sort out my life, get my job life, like my professional life, so I can pay the rent and stuff, get back into a little bit more stability in my personal life. And I guess I'm there now, because I'm back here now making this video finally, because I've thought about it so many times. I kept thinking, I've got to make lots of videos, because I've got to make another one for the RPG, I've got to finish this horror one, I've got to make ones for the other things that I'm doing. And anyway, lots of things happening, very exciting, looking forward to sharing them with you. Thank you all for watching, bye bye.